Hey, let's take a moment to reflect on the whole thing so far, on what we have wrought tonight. Here's what I want to do. You know, it's funny you brought this up, folks. I'm glad you did. You know what I mean? They'll cut into that, and it'll be like we had this great conversation back and forth. I do. I feel it. Well, folks, let's face it. Comedy is a collective art. You know what I mean? If there's no laughter, I don't bomb. We bomb. And folks, some of this shit, you better rewrite tomorrow, because I really don't find it that funny. I'm being ironic. I'm sorry. Was I out of turn? All right, here's the story. Because then you look at me and say, Carl, give us the guts. Give us the guts of it all, folks. Okay, you want the guts, you got the guts. I was in the park yesterday afternoon watching, and I ran into the one kid that I hope never to see again as long as I live. I was at this outdoor beach party, Miami Park party. I ran into the kid that I never wanted to see again. The guy that when me and him were 10 years old, we used to play with each other's penis a little bit. You know what I mean, boys? You lying bastards, don't leave me here, you little homo fucks, all right? I know I'm not the only one that... No, I love saying that because guys' girlfriends look at them. Honey, did you do that? No, this guy. I don't know what he's talking. It's funny that he did it. That's why I'm laughing. It wouldn't be funny if it happened to somebody like me. Oh, man. Well, I'd like to leave on a little important story that I think we're all going to get a big kick out of. Because, why do I think we're going to get a kick out of it, folks? Because I know comedy. And you might be saying, well, Carl, we've been relatively quiet out here tonight. Folks, I don't take that personally. I don't take that the wrong way. I know you're sitting out here listening, saying, boy, that Colin Quinn, he's really something. And maybe I'm not a kid. Maybe I'm what I always wanted to be, folks, a philosopher. You ever think about that? Because I've been thinking a lot. First of all, being a philosopher is great. It's very easy. I just say I'm a philosopher, therefore I am. You know what I mean? Here I am, fucking philosopher. Second of all, folks, we need a great philosopher in this country because there are none. You know, first of all, none of those guys would last 2 seconds because the world is too cruel now. You know, you'd have some like Descartes sitting in a bar somewhere. He'd be like, I think, therefore I am. The guy next to him would be like, I think you're a fucking alcoholic, all right? That's what I think. I think you should shut up and buy around, you know? Because this country has no great philosopher. We have no quotes for the ages like I think, therefore I am, God is dead, any of that stuff. What's the greatest quote that's come out of this country in the past 100 years? He who smelt it dealt it, really. You know, which is very true and profound in its simplicity. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to nullify it. Because I've been thinking about, you know why I could be a philosopher? Because I've been thinking about death. And that's the most important thing. And I've been thinking I might be a little disappointed with heaven, folks, because I keep hearing that heaven, all is forgiven, all are forgiven. Folks, that's not what I was looking for in heaven, to be quite honest with you. You know what I mean? I was looking for me to be forgiven and the other good people in the world and all the pricks to be like in a glass bottom, you know, where you could just look at them and go, yeah, I told you were an asshole, okay? I'd like to leave on a story that I think is very important to all of us, very germane to the whole situation. It's about a little boy. Because I was watching a softball game recently, and it was a bunch of 12-year-old boys playing softball, you know, in the park. And not, you know, that I go to the park and watch 12-year-old boys. Very funny, folks, you know. But after the last thing I revealed to you, I don't know, you know, how much you're going to judge, you know. So I'm watching the game, and there's one kid out in right field, worst position in the game, right? Floppy hat, baggy shorts, mucus running down his nose. He's shaking like a leaf, waiting for the ball to get in, and the ball finally gets hit out to him, which he doesn't want. He drops it, and this short, fat, mean-ass little second baseman yells out, "You suck!" Huh? Fellas, can you identify? A tear came to my eye, because I could identify with that small child, folks. Not with the right fielder, with the second baseman, because I was a nasty little bastard when I was little, now that I think about it. I like to leave with sports because sports are very important to me. My favorite athlete is, of course, Jordan, from the New Kids. You know, I really like him. No, I do. I think he's really fucking adorable. And, you know, I was thinking about the whole Tyson thing, because I used to box professionally under the name Anne Marie. I don't know if you followed my career. It was a long and illustrious one. And I was thinking, first of all, Tyson going to jail. I mean, that's another example of the waste of... What they should do is have Tyson just go to jail every day and fight one rapist a day. You know what I mean? They're like getting rid of several thousand. Oh, thank you. I'm gonna leave. Thank you, ladies. I'm gonna leave. But I'm gonna leave. You know how I'm gonna leave? This is how we'll make this special really special. Instead of the applause, the ha-ha, thank you, and come out and get the other bow, I'm gonna leave. You ever see The Birds with Alfred Hitchcock? Do you remember the last scene when the birds were all hanging out at the house and they gotta get to the fucking car? And they have to tiptoe, and the birds are sitting there like, yeah, move, mother. And they get in the car and they just leave. And that was the end of the movie. This will be the end of our little movie. Thank you, folks. Take care. Good night. Body and Christ. Thank you.